All right, let's just jump right in. Did you know that your brain generates something like 60,000 thoughts every single day? It's this constant, nonstop internal chatter. But what if I told you that, by default, most of that chatter is actually working against you? Yeah, that's the number. Some studies estimate that a whopping 80% of those thousands of daily thoughts are negative. And get this, that's not an opinion. It's literally the default setting for the human brain if you don't actively manage it. It's a pretty staggering statistic when you let it sink in.
Now, before you start feeling down about this, I want you to hear me loud and clear. This is not because something is wrong with you. It's not a personal failing or a lack of discipline. It's just a universal biological mechanism, a pattern that's been wired into us for a very, very long time. And the best part, patterns can be changed.
So why on earth does our brain do this? I mean, if it's just a pattern, we've got to understand where it came from to change it, right? So let's get into the neuroscience behind why our brains seem to be hardwired for this kind of negativity. It all boils down to this one concept, the negativity bias. See, for our ancestors, 200,000 years ago, this was an absolutely brilliant survival tool. The brain got really, really good at scanning for threats. Think about it. Ignoring a tasty berry wasn't going to kill you. But ignoring a rustle in the bushes, yeah, that could be game over. Survival literally depended on spotting the negative. And this right here perfectly illustrates the problem we face today. We're running that ancient survival software on brand new modern hardware. Our whole world has changed. So the brain that was designed to scan for saber-toothed tigers is now scanning your inbox. And it treats a tough email or a critical comment with the same level of alarm. That ancient system misfires, and it leads straight to modern self-sabotage. And here's where it gets really crucial. The more you let a negative thought run on a loop, I'm not good enough for this, or I'm probably just gonna fail, the deeper your brain carves a neural pathway for it. You are literally, physically wiring your brain to make that thought easier to think next time. Without even realizing it, you've been accidentally training your brain for failure. Okay, so that's the problem. Our ancient brain is basically freaking out in the modern world. So how do we break the cycle? Well, it all starts with one of the most powerful mindset shifts in all of neuroscience. Seriously, this one reframe changes everything. Just let that sink in for a second. Your thoughts are not reality. They are not the truth. They're just proposals, suggestions, pop-ups that your brain generates based on old programming. The problem isn't that your brain makes these junk proposals. The problem is that we accept every single one of them as if they're 100% true. This is a huge reason why just thinking positively often falls flat. It can feel like a lie, right? Because it's too big of a leap. Positive thinking is wishful. What we're talking about here is deliberate thinking. It's not about pretending the negative thought isn't there. It's about looking at it and making a conscious choice. It is a skill you can build, not a wish you make. So let's turn this idea into action. We're moving from the what and the why to the how. I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step system, totally backed by research, that you can use to start rewiring these self-sabotaging patterns, like right now, today. Okay, these are the 3 pillars of the system. It's pretty straightforward. First, you're going to name the thought to get some distance from it. Second, you physically interrupt the pattern. And third, you actively replace it with something better. So let's break each one down.
Step 1 is name it to tame it. Now, the fancy neuroscience term for this is affect labeling. And it's so simple. When that familiar negative thought pops up, don't fight with it. Just label it. You can say it out loud or just in your head. Oh, hello, I'm not good enough thought. I see you. Research out of UCLA shows this simple act dials down the activity in your amygdala, your brain's threat center, almost instantly.
Step 2 is all about interrupting that neural loop. And this is so key. You have to use a physical action. Trying to just think your way out of a thought loop is like trying to dry yourself off while you're still standing in the shower. It doesn't work. So stand up, splash some cold water on your face, do 5 jumping jacks. Any physical action will short-circuit that automated mental pathway. And finally, step 3, replace. Don't resist. Your brain can't really hold 2 conflicting thoughts at the exact same time. But here's the trick. The replacement thought can't be some hollow affirmation your brain knows is fake, like I am the most amazing person in the world. Your brain's BS detector will go off. It has to be something specific and, most importantly, believable. This quote is a perfect example. It's based on your own past evidence, and that's what gives it power. Now, if you think this is just some neat psychological trick, check this out. It all connects perfectly to a massive body of research from Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck. She spent 3 decades trying to figure out why some people thrive while others just get stuck. And the answer wasn't talent or IQ or luck. It was the story they told themselves about their own abilities. Dweck identified 2 mindsets. People with a fixed mindset believed their talents were just set in stone, which made them avoid challenges. But people with a growth mindset, the belief that they could develop their abilities, they embraced challenges and learned from failure. And here's the thing, that mindset, it's nothing more than a collection of thoughts that you choose to repeat. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. The first automatic default thoughts, that's just the old programming running. That's not you. You are the one who gets to choose which thoughts get a second pass, which thoughts get repeated. You are the programmer. All the power is in that choice, made over and over and over again. So let's put this into practice right now. I want to leave you with one question. What is the one negative, self-sabotaging thought that visits you the most often? You know the one. That little critic that always shows up when you're about to try something new or important. Just identify it. Because the moment you can name it, you have already taken the first and most powerful step to changing it for good.